All right, good morning. It's Sunday morning here, just getting set up here. So, welcome to my live this morning. Welcome to Going Coconuts. Thank you for subscribing and thank you for watching today's live stream. Uh, I'm getting lots of questions, so I'm going to be answering a lot of those questions that I've been getting lately on this live stream and just talk about Dominicus Beach, the resorts. Uh, we're going to talk about the bugs there, the no seaweed, the different accommodations in Dominicus. So everything about that area. And then if anybody has any questions along the way, I'll answer those as well. So yeah, thanks a lot for subscribing, and the channel's growing, so that's really exciting. And a lot of questions I've been getting this week is people are wondering about currency and what currency to bring for tipping and what to use at the resorts in La Romana. So basically, when you're going to the resorts there on Dominicus Beach, well, really anywhere in the Dominican Republic, you're going to want to either use pesos or you're going to want to use USD. Those are the two currencies that the resort workers use, and that's what they like to take. So if you're coming from anywhere else, like I'm Canadian, so if you're coming from Canada or Europe, you're going to want to convert that Canadian currency into either pesos or USD. Now, there is a few places to exchange your money into pesos in the Dominican Republic. Probably the best place to do that is going to be at the airport when you arrive. The only issue with the airport is you're not really going to get a good exchange rate there. So you may get a better exchange rate at home before you travel to the Dominican Republic. So that's something to look at. But there is a couple other places, like in Dominicus, in the village, you can exchange your pesos there as well. But I'm going to assume a lot of people, when they're going to the Dominican Republic or they're going on vacation, are probably not going to go off resort to exchange their money. So I think your best bet, if you want to go down with pesos, is to exchange it before you leave. I know in North America, basically in our malls, you have those money exchange places. Go in there and get your pesos that way. And, you're going to want to do that not a week before you leave. Pesos, they don't really seem to have on hand, or a lot. So it's best to go, say, 3 weeks out, even a month out from your vacation, and get your pesos. So either I would exchange your money into pesos before you leave or at the airport. There is places in Dominicus Village. But again, if you're not looking to leave the resort, those are going to be your two best options. So the resort workers, so now we've talked about exchanging your money. Let's talk about what currency do the workers prefer? And I've actually asked a worker this year, a couple workers, but the last person I asked was in Catalonia, in Punta Cana, and it was the bartender at the Pure Chill Out bar on the privileged side. And I asked him, what do you prefer? So I had a $1 US, and then I also had 50 pesos. And I'm like, what do you prefer as a tip? Pesos or USD? And he said that he prefers pesos. He says, because it's our currency. So they do prefer pesos. You kind of save them a step because they still go and they're going to exchange that USD into pesos. But it's not, if USD is what works for you and that's just kind of what you're used to, they're not going to say no to it, or it's not a hindrance to them. They're not like, oh no, this person just gave me USD. But I mean, it's kind of like the cherry on top if you give them pesos. But both are great, right? So any money's good money, right? So when it comes to pesos and USD. But I did ask workers that, and the common answer is they do prefer the pesos because they just don't have to exchange it. So the workers, the currency that's used in the Dominican Republic, like when they shop, when they go grocery shopping or they go get clothes or whatever they have to do, they're going to be using pesos. So they don't really use USD on their day to day. USD comes in through the resorts, and then that's converted to their currency. So what they use when they use transportation or anything like that, they're using pesos. So if you give them pesos, it saves them that step, and they appreciate it. And I think too, it makes you kind of look a little more travel savvy as well too, if that's important to you. But it's kind of like, hey, I brought your currency for you, and but either or USD or pesos, they like both. So, and I think when we talk about like, okay, so you have pesos, what should you be bringing for pesos? I would want to bring like a lot of 50s, a lot of hundreds. Those are going to be like 50 pesos is going to be like $1 thereabouts, right? And then 100 pesos is going to be like $2 and change, basically. So it changes, but depending if you're, depending whether you're Canadian, American, or you're from Europe, right? That's going to change a little bit, but a good rule of thumb is like 50 pesos is $1, 100 is $2, 500 pesos. I always just look at 500 pesos is $12, and 1,000 pesos is like 25. That's just like the quick math that I use. Again, depending on what country you're from and what the exchange rate is at the time, that's going to change a little bit, but I mean, it's in there somewhere. So if you're going up for drinks and you're tipping, 50 pesos is good. If you're using USD, $1 is good. And then whatever you prefer to tip your workers, right? But 50 pesos is for a drink, going up and leaving a 50 pesos for a drink is a nice tip. And then like, so if you're going for dinner, 500 pesos is probably a pretty nice tip. And then like 1,000 pesos is like, a really healthy tip at an a la carte. So, and then your cleaners as well too. Like if you're leaving 500, whatever you leave, $5 or $10 a day, or some people leave 20, maybe some people leave more. But whatever you're doing, that's kind of like a good rule of thumb. But like 500 pesos for an a la carte, I think is a pretty healthy tip. So that's kind of tipping in a nutshell, what to expect there. And, tipping's different for everybody. So you kind of do your own thing, whatever works for you. That's what you can tip. But generally, when I'm down there, I have pesos because I get down there and I convert a lot to pesos. So that's what I'm using when I go into the resorts. When we travel down there, what I bring actually is I bring Canadian and I bring USD. So I exchange my USD here at home first. And then when I'm down there, I have my Canadian, and there's a guy in Dominicus Beach that I go and see, and I convert my Canadian to pesos with him. So he gives me the best rate I've been able to find. Basically, like I would say, like it's kind of like a Western Union here in North America. So it's kind of comparable to that. People go there, they cash checks, or that's where all the resort workers are going, to probably exchange their money. Maybe some of them, maybe they have their own connections where they get a better rate. But I found with Carib Express that the exchange rate isn't that great there, the places that I've been to. So I actually have a video in Dominicus Beach, Dominicus Village. And I actually show you, it's right across from Viva. And that's where I go. There's a guy there, and he's just got this little booth. I think he actually owns a souvenir shop, and then he's got like a little booth there too. But he gives me the best exchange rate. Last winter, he was giving me 41 pesos to the dollar, so which is really good. A bad exchange rate I got would have been like 36. So he gives me the best rate, and that's who I go and see. So I bring my Canadian, and I exchange my Canadian to pesos there with that guy. I like doing it there too because it kind of helps him. It helps his business, and we're down there staying there. So I bring my Canadian with me, and that's where I exchange my pesos. So when I'm going into the resorts, I have pesos. Like I have pesos on me all the time. So that's what I'll tip when I go into resorts. Now I do bring USD too, and what I bring the US for is for excursions, and sometimes for souvenirs too. Like when you're going to the shops and stuff. Sometimes it's just easier to negotiate with USD because that's what they like. But when it comes to excursions, everything's going to be priced in USD. So, you know, they're going to say $50 or $100 or $125. It's going to be all USD. So when you're buying excursions from anybody down there on Dominicus Beach, it's all USD. So if you want to do excursions, I would bring USD. The same with the taxis. Mainly every price they're going to shoot you is going to be in USD. So they're going to say $15, $20, $25, $10. It's all going to be USD. So that's why I bring USD with me. I have that for taxis, excursions, and souvenirs. It's just sometimes easier to negotiate that way. You can buy these things in pesos, but I think it might get kind of, it's just easier to do it in USD. You kind of just get the same price from people, and you can shop around, right? And I'll do that a little bit if I'm going to buy. So there's nice excursion islands. You can go scuba Carib. But if we're going to go on like a cheapy excursion, that's what we call it. You know, then you can shop around a little bit. One guy will be 50, one guy will be 55, one guy will be 60. So it's just easier when you're buying excursions. So if you're going down, you're going to want USD in your back pocket for sure. And then if you do want to tip in pesos and help the workers out and save them a step, then, you know, by all means get the pesos. But if you're only tipping in USD, that's going to be absolutely fantastic as well. So Braz says, morning, just got on. Good morning, Braz. Okay, Braz, we've been talking actually, right? So going end of April, staying at Dreams. Yeah. So Braz, we've been talking on Instagram, and he's been asking me some questions. He's booked a trip to Dreams in Dominicus. He's going preferred. That's going to be an awesome vacation. And I think that's a really good time to go. I think end of April is going to be, you know, I think you're going to have good weather then. And it'd probably be a little bit slower. So, yeah, that's exciting. But yeah, we've been talking to Braz. So he's a Canadian as well, and over by the Niagara region. And he's going to Dreams Preferred. That's going to be a sweet vacation. And if I remember correctly, he's going for 10 days too. So that's nice. And one of the questions, hopefully this is okay, Braz, he asked me was about, is 10 days too long at Dreams? So that's a great question. And I don't think 10 days is too long at Dreams. And you did make a comment saying that, you know, you stay there for 3 months. So it might be a silly question asking me if 10 days is too long. Yeah, no, I don't think 10 days is too long. I think it's perfect. I think 10's good. I think really, like, if we're going to hop out and do like an all-inclusive, when we're not down there, 10's probably going to be like my minimum, because I think 7's a bit short. 7's great. I mean, really, I always look at it. If you're going for 7 days, you have 5 days of vacation, right? So you knock 2 days off. So with the 10 days, you're kind of giving yourself, you know, you're really giving yourself an actual week to be there at Dreams, which is nice. Because it all depends on your flight times, right? In and out, but day travel, day there, day back. But yeah, no, I think 10's a great amount of time. Honestly, you know what? I've even been looking at 3 and 4 days. We've never done that short amount of time, but I've been looking at it recently, and I've been kind of thinking, like, I want to try it just to see, like, what does a 3-day vacation feel like, or what does a 4-day? Probably 4 would be like the minimum, but they sell 3 and 4 days. And I think it'd be interesting just to try that and just see how that 3 and 4 day feels. I think it'd be pretty quick. But yeah, you know what? And when you look at the price though, when you look at the price for a 3 day and a 7 day, you know what? The 7 day is only like $200, $300 more is what I'm seeing. So, really the 3 days, they're charging the same price for a 3 day as they are for a 7 day. But you're still taking a seat up in the plane, right? So, you got to kind of, where's the advantage of going for 3 days when it's nearly the same price as 7 days? Well, why wouldn't you only go for 7 days? But I guess really, if your schedule only allows for a 3 day, then I mean, it's that's what you're gonna take, right? But yeah, they're charging the same for 3 day to 7 day.
Wants to know what about the rooms.
Okay, so Braz, where the rooms are located? Can you request any recommendations? So if you're doing family suites, you're going to be on the other side of the road. Now, if you want to get closer to the front of the resort, it'd probably be something like, if you want to request that, it would be something you would want to. I would talk with who you booked with, and ask them those questions and get your request in through them. But if you're doing the family suites, they're on the other side of the road. So you're gonna, and there's a complex on the other side. And if you basically look on Google Earth and look at Dreams, and you'll have a pool section on the other side of the road, and there's like a tunnel area. So you can, you don't have to cross the road to get to the beach, or your a la cartes and the pools and stuff at the front. But 2 times double tropical view. Okay, so 2 doubles tropical view. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure where that would be located, but you're going to be in one of two places. You're either going to be on the other side of the road, or you're going to be on this side of the road, kind of where the main resort is. I think if you want to be 100% sure on that, I would contact who you booked with, and tell them that concerns. I kind of find it tough to contact resorts directly and get things done through them. I feel like I've tried to contact resorts and not really had much luck. Or your other option is to kind of try and sort that out when you get there. But I would try. I'm pretty sure you booked with Air Transat. So they're good that way. I would probably get on the phone with them and tell them, where you want to be. You want to be closer to the beach. They should have that information for you, because really they're the ones selling you the room, right? It's not the resort necessarily. Air Transat, Air Canada, Sunwing, they buy all these rooms and then they sell them to you. So they kind of pick and choose what they have. So they should know where you are, or they should have a pretty good idea of what you're staying in and where that's located. Again, I don't know exactly where that room will be. But I know that the majority of the family suites are on the other side of the road. So that being said, though, being on the other side of the road isn't a terrible place to be. It's not really a long resort, so it's not really a long walk from there to the front. I wouldn't really be concerned about that. But if you want like tropical view, if you want, like in my video, I showed you the honeymoon suite. So that's a pool view. Yeah, I would just contact Air Transat directly and have that conversation with them. Just because they're the ones who know and have the information where you're staying, and ask them about it. But Dreams is an absolutely beautiful resort. We're going to be there too. We're going to go back sometime over the winter. We're not really sure yet. We'll find out when that works out. But we'll be back there. And then we just booked with Air Transat again. And I did everything on the phone with them last weekend. So we booked a new resort we've never been to. Super stoked about this one. But I just booked that over the phone, with Air Transat, and they're really good. So that's what I would say, Braz. If you got a question, I would call them up. They're 24 hours a day, and just start having that conversation with them, and they should be able to help you out. And you know what? When you get there, things always change too, right? So, people check in, they don't like the room, they shuffle people around. So, you have that option available for you too, right? You can, you might be able to, when you get there, walking around, say, oh, this would be a nice area to be in. Maybe you'll be able to swing something with the resort when you're down there as well. But yeah, Air Transat's really good. We just booked with them last Sunday. We locked things in. So we did something actually really cool with them. We did, when we book our flights, we book with Air Transat because I like the Airbus, and we leave out of Pearson and we land in Punta Cana. This year, what we did was we booked a vacation package with them, and then we did a delayed flight. So we booked an all-inclusive, and then we delayed our flight by a couple of months. But so that's what we're doing this year. And our friends that vacation down in the Dominican Republic, they're from Ottawa. They stay at the same place. They've been staying there, I think, 4 years now. They've been staying there. We've been there. This will be our third year now. They stay for 4 months. We've stayed for 3 the last 2 years. But they told us about that sometimes airlines will do that. So I talked to Air Transat, and they said, yeah, we can do that for you. So that's what we're doing this year. Thanks. Don't want to monopolize this. Top things to do. Which best island tour? Okay. No worries. No, you ask as many questions as you like.
He's teenagers, right?
I think they're older, right? If I remember conversation correctly, Braz, your daughters are in university, so they are older. Yeah, so they're not young. I'm just going to pull this chat up. I can't see it. So, top things to do. Which best island tour? So, okay, so Braz, 19 and 21. Yeah. So the best island tour, I'm going to say, is probably Catalina Island. I think they're both good. Catalina Island's good. Sayona Island is good.
Popular Sayona.
But yeah, the most popular island to go to is going to be Sayona Island. That's where everybody goes. You're staying at Dreams, so you have a Scuba Carib there. It's Scuba Carib at Dreams, right? It is. Yes, it is. It's Dreams, Sunscape, Scuba Carib. Barrowstar is not Scuba Carib. So yeah, you're staying with Dreams. So you have Scuba Carib. I would honestly recommend going with Scuba Carib. Go with Scuba Carib to Sayona Island, and go with them to Catalina Island. Yeah, they just do it the best, honestly. So to give you, and I'll tell you why it's the best. So if you go and buy you're going to stay at Dreams. So directly beside you at Dreams. And in fact, you're going to see guys, they're going to be in blue shirts, and they're going to stand there, and they're going to want to take you to their shops, which is directly beside you. And these guys are going to sell you excursions too. And the excursions they're selling you, they're the cheapy. They do not go to the nicest spot on the beach in Sayona Island. Scuba Carib and Viva have the nicest real estate on Sayona Island. So we've done the cheapy, and we've done Scuba Carib. And so cheapy will cost you about $50. I'd say around there, Mike, $50 to $65, maybe $75, whatever you can negotiate. But the cheapy on the beach should cost you $50 if you're staying on Dominicus Beach. What they're going to do is they're going to pick you up at the front of the resort. Okay. So you're not going to leave from the beach. A taxi is going to pick you up the front. They're going to take you to Bayibe. Then you're going to get on your boat from there. And it's probably going to be a Spanish speaking tour. You're probably not going to have English speaking people on your boat. It's going to be a lot of Spanish people, which is fine. It's just, you're not going to be able to probably, unless you're fluent in Spanish, but everything's in Spanish. So with Scuba Carib, you're going to English speaking people. So they're going to tell you when you get to the natural pools and tell you all the different things. So there's kind of that benefit to booking with Scuba Carib. And then the other thing is you're leaving right from the beach. You're leaving from Dreams and then you're getting dropped off at Dreams. So you just walk down to the beach, off you go to Sayona Island, walk down to the beach, and off you go to Catalina Island. So that's Scuba Carib. Now, Scuba Carib, Sayona Island, you're probably going to pay around $100 US. So it's about twice the cost. But those are the big differences. You're leaving right from the beach. You're not taking a taxi. The food is better. Okay, maybe the food isn't better. Maybe it is a little bit better, but it's kind of laid out a lot better. If you go on the cheapy to Sayona, it's basically they put it out. There's one food station. It's like, okay, get in line. And then you go through once and that's it. And then it just disappears. So it happens really fast. With Scuba Carib, they kind of put the food out and it's out there for a while. So, if you're sitting at a lounge or whatever, you don't need to run across the beach to make sure you get your lunch. It's just kind of left out longer. The tables are nicer. It's just more spread out. The beach is gorgeous compared to where the cheapy goes. You cannot even compare the two. Their beach is really deep. There's lots of palms. Like it really is a beautiful place. The other nice benefit to Scuba Carib, if I haven't already sold you enough on Scuba Carib, is there's no boats in front of their beach. So when you go to the cheapy beach, all the boats will be lined there. The catamarans and the speedboats will all be there. Not so much the catamarans, they're further out. But all the speedboats are going to be there. At Scuba Carib, they park. All the boats kind of go. It's kind of like a cove. They park over here, and then you get off the boat onto the beach there. You take a kind of like a stroll. I don't know. I'm going to say it's like maybe 4-5 minutes. It's not very long. You walk through the jungle, and then you go over to the other side of the point, and that's when it opens up, and there's all the palms, the beach is there. And then that's where their beach is. So they don't put any of the boats in front of their beach. So when you want to get a picture, if you see those photos of Sayona Island and people are walking down the beach and there's no boats there, that's the beach that those photos are taken on. When you go to the cheapy side of Sayona Island, the boat captains, they'll be tilting up the motors and spraying water everywhere, and they're ripping and tearing a little bit. So, and that's fine, you know what I mean? But it's just it's not like, it's just different when you go to Scuba Carib, and it's like it's peaceful, nice, and so the food is laid out better, the seating is better. You get a much deeper beach. There's lots of palms. There's even a playground there for kids. Your kids are older, but if anyone else has young kids, they have a nice play structure there for the kids. So it's all round. It's a better experience. If I'm going to the Dominican Republic to Dreams for 10 days, I'm booking with Scuba Carib. My apologies to the guys down the beach selling excursions, but that's just, in my experience, it's just better. We've also done Catalina Island handful of times as well. Catalina Island is our favorite excursion to do. And the main reason why we like Catalina Island is because of the snorkeling. So, and again, we went with Scuba Carib. We haven't tried the cheapy on Catalina Island yet. Just because the first time we went with Scuba Carib, and we saw the beach that the cheapy goes to, and we just didn't even bother. So Catalina Island, I think it's a bit more money than Sayona Island. So I think you're going to probably pay around $125 US per person. But basically what happens, again, you're going to leave from Dreams, right from the beach. Catalina Island, on a clear day, you'll be able to stand at the beach at Dreams. You'll be able to look over and you'll be able to see Catalina Island. It's over there. So you're going to go there. First thing you're going to do is you're going to stop on the side of the island you can see from Dreams. And then you're going to do a snorkel there for about 45 minutes. And it's awesome. It's the best snorkeling that you can do probably in the Dominican Republic. At least down in La Romana. It beats anything you'll see in Punta Cana, that's for sure. The Catalina, there's actually a wall there. So what happens is when you go on this excursion, there's also diving as well. So your divers are going to go, they're going to get off the boat. They're going to go do their dive. There's a wall there. I don't know. I think it's pretty big. Like I think they're talking like, I don't know, hundreds and hundreds of feet. This wall goes down. And then you're anchored up closer to the reef, and then you're going to snorkel around the reef, and the divers are going to go down the wall. Not all the way, obviously. I think they go down probably 60 feet. It's an open water certification dive. So you're not going deeper than 60 feet. But so the divers are going to go down, do their thing. And while they're doing their thing, you're going to snorkel in a group, and you get to go around and see this reef. And it's a really vibrant reef. There's a lot going on. There's just lots of sea fans. There's lots of fish there. There's lots to see. You won't really see any. Well, you might see a turtle there. You might. I haven't, and I don't think it's common to see them there. But it's the nice snorkeling. Like, when you think of going snorkeling in the Caribbean and, seeing all the different stuff, the corals and the sea fans and the fish and everything, that's what Catalina Island is. So you get 45 minutes snorkeling there. You can get back in the boat. Then you're going to go around the other side of the island, and that probably takes about 20 minutes. And then that's where you're going to go. And it's actually a national park on Catalina Island. And you're going to park there, and then you're going to spend, I don't know, maybe about 3 hours there. And they have a beautiful beach there. You know what? I should share some pictures of Catalina Island, but it's absolutely gorgeous.
The sand's a little different from Sayona.
Yeah, and the sand is a little bit different at Catalina Island. And then there's another spot. Then they serve you lunch there too as well. So it's the same as Sayona. You're going to get like a buffet style lunch. And there is some hiking trails around Catalina Island that you can go on. And then there's also a wall there. There's kind of this point that comes out where you park, and you're also able to snorkel all the way out that wall. And then they have basically like a floating dock out there. So we've snorkeled out to that floating dock. There's not as much to see along the wall part. It's not as impressive as the other side. After what you saw the first time, then you go out there, it's not as much, but you'll still see some fish and some stuff out there. But it's not as exciting as the other side, but it's still worth a snorkel if that's what you're into. And then you're going to have your lunch there. This is where the cruise ships come as well too. So all the cruise ships that go into La Romana, their day excursion, this is the part of the island they come to as well. So you'll notice there is a certain section with all their chairs and umbrellas. You're not allowed to sit in those because they're reserved for the cruise ship. But I think we've been there 3 times now. And every time we've been there, we have never seen a cruise ship there. So I'm not sure when they go there, but we've never ran into a crowd from a cruise ship there. But I have watched videos of people that are on cruise ships that go to Catalina Island. So you can see their chairs there. And then they also have some shops there as well. You have a buffet lunch that comes in there. And then there's also like a little mom pop restaurant back in there. Someone's got a little restaurant that you can also order food from there as well. I'm going to assume probably most people don't go there, but you probably just eat your buffet lunch and off you go. So you're going to spend about 3 hours there. Then you're going to leave. And then they're going to take you for a tour up the Chavon River. So you're going to go by Casa de Campo. So you're going to see the beach of Casa de Campo. You're going to see Shakira's house. It's right on the Caribbean Sea. So, every time we go by, we wave, "Hi, Shakira." I don't know if she's ever seen us. Probably not. But yeah, and then you get to see Oscar De La Renta. I don't know. I don't wear that. Fashion designer. I don't know. But anyways, that guy, you probably know who he is. I didn't say his name right. But that guy, it's right by the beach. So there's the Casa de Campo beach, and there's like this little point, and he owns the whole point. Well, I think he's passed away now, right?
It's his family.
So it's his family. But they've got this like beautiful place right there on the point. So anyways, you go by Casa de Campo, you see all these sprawling, beautiful places. Then you go right at the Chavon River. And when you go up the Chavon River, one side of it is Casa de Campo. That's where the golf course is. And then the other side, you'll notice, is like just a local beach. That's where the Dominicans are. And you'll go up this part of the river, and they'll tell you that they'll, you know what, it's, I'm not going to share this with you actually, because if you go on this excursion, I don't want to give any spoilers. But yeah, it's beautiful. It's nice. You can see Casa de Campo to the side, and then, you know, you can see the Dominican side. Well, both sides are Dominican sides, but you can see the local sides and Casa de Campo side. You're going to go up the Chavon River. You're going to see the golf course. You're going to see sprawling mansion estate places all up Casa de Campo. And then they're basically going to go up the river a little bit. There's a bunch of films that have been filmed in there. Apocalypse Now has been filmed in there. King Kong, Rambo, Anaconda. So there's lots of Hollywood blockbusters that have been filmed up that river. And it definitely has that feel to it. Like when you go up the river, you know, you feel like you're like right in Apocalypse Now. So that's kind of cool. It definitely has that vibe to it. You're going to go up there, the river, then they're going to spin around, and then you're going to come back out, and then you're going to bomb back to Dreams, and then that's the Catalina excursion. So that's our favorite excursion. And I think the reason why it's our favorite excursion is because of the snorkeling. I mean, it's just so awesome there. The snorkeling, it's amazing.
It's a different vibe, too.
Yeah, and it's a whole different vibe too. Yeah, like and it's not as busy. Sayona, I feel like Sayona feels a bit more rushed, a bit more get through it and go. Whereas I feel like Catalina just feels a little bit smoother. But yeah, but both are great excursions. If you're there for 10 days and you know, you like getting out, or anybody's at any of the resorts and, you know, you like going and doing things, those are the two island excursions you can go to. If you're looking for other things, you've got Monkey Land in Punta Cana. You've got the skate park, which is, they've got like jet skis. They've got water slides. They've got zip lining. They've got like, I think they got a waterfall with a cave and stuff. I might be mixing a few of these places together. There's a few different amusement places, but skate park is a big one. Monkey Land. You have Coco Bongo in Punta Cana. So if you're looking for like a show and a party scene, you can go there. That's pretty popular with the younger party crowd.
Asking about Cenotes.
And then the Cenote tour. Okay, I'll get to that. And then you also have buggies, so you can go out and do the buggies. So there's all different things, and you're going to see it all in Dreams. They're going to have their excursion table there. You'll be able to go and figure out which ones you want to do. Okay, so would you do a cenote tour? If yes, on own, or go with a guide? So there's a cenote actually really close to Dominicus Beach, and I have a video on it. It's one of my earlier ones, and we went with our friend Curtis. He is down in Dominicus as well. So yeah, we went on our own. We went with our friend Curtis, and yeah, we just walked through it. When we got there, though, we ended up meeting this guy named Raymond. And Raymond, he's in the video. He's a great guy. So if you go to the cenote and buy eBay, and you see Raymond in the parking lot, I highly recommend going with Raymond, because the knowledge this guy has is awesome. Like, he shows you all the plants and he tells you about the plants. And in the video, he even showed us this red flower, and I show it, and he says, you know, like, don't touch this flower. If you touch this flower, it's very poisonous and it's very bad. You know, you go to the hospital. This is not good. And I was thinking, like, oh, like, thank goodness Raymond's here. Like, you know, what if I just, here's a pretty flower, I'm going to pick it, you know, like, you would never know that if Raymond wasn't there. So thank goodness for Raymond. But no, he's really good. And you know what? It helps him out. So that's awesome. So I'm rambling on now. So would I go with a guide? So yeah, basically Raymond is there. So I would go with Raymond. He's the guide. If you wanted to get to the cenote, there's not really an excursion to go to that cenote. So you'd probably you can take the minibus, which might be a little bit to try and figure out in 10 days. So I'd probably just take a taxi and I would just make a deal with the taxi driver, like, hey, meet us back here in like 2 hours or 3 hours or something. Or you can rent a car. It'll cost you $50 and fuel. But yeah, so I don't really think there's any excursion for there's no one really that offers the cenote tour. That might be an opportunity for somebody down there to do that. But you kind of have to go on your own. If you want to go to the one I showed you in Bayi, you kind of have to go on your own. There's not really a tour. But when you get there, you can talk to Raymond, and might be someone else there. But and you know what, the tour people that sell excursions, I mean, they're, the Dominicans down there, they find a way, right? So if you want to go and you've got money in your pocket, they're going to figure it out for you. So there's that too. But any local taxi will take you there. They'll drop you off and they'll pick you up. But yeah, the cenote is really cool. And what is the cenote called? Neustro Mar or something like that? Neustro Mar, something like that. But yeah, it's really worthwhile. The first one is good. There's actually two caves. The main one, the first one's really the one you're going to want to go to. And there's a lot of cave diving there too. And when we were there in the video, there's actually cave divers there. So they had it all lit up and everything. That was cool. But yeah, I would definitely, I really enjoyed it. I liked it. I thought it was cool. It's my first and only cenote I've ever been to. So, I mean, I had a blast with it. Yeah, I definitely think it's worthwhile going and checking that out. So what would it cost to go there? Like, let's just figure this out. So I'm going to say probably $50 for them to drop you off and pick you back up. That's what I would say. Probably $25 there, $25 back is probably going to be 60 is probably, 60, I would say maybe $60. Give them a tip. Is probably what you would expect to pay to get a guy there and to pick you back up. Okay. The hurricane causing issues in DR. Saw some videos with the resorts full of water. Yeah. So I've been watching that storm too. And so I'm in a couple groups and by eBay groups down there. And I did notice that too, that there was that big storm. Now it's apparently it's ended now. So it was like two rough days and then now it's gone. But I saw a lot of those videos too, even in Punta Cana. But yeah, there was a lot of water in the resorts and that's just what happens right now. But you know what, it's probably gone by now and people are just back to normal again. We've been down there when a really nasty storm came through and it was about, I'm going to say about 4 or 5 days. And it was rough. All the boats in the Bayi harbor were all up on the road and in the town. And it was a really rough storm. And even the pier where we stay, it ripped a bunch of the boards off it. And so the boards were missing. So the pier was shut down for about 2 weeks so they could repair it. So yeah, some pretty wicked storms can roll through there. And that storm came in, that was probably February, so it wasn't even really supposed to be storm season, but that's when it came through. And that's the only time I've ever seen seaweed on Dominicus Beach was after that storm. So it's rare to see seaweed there. They may have some seaweed right now. I'm going to assume that there probably is some after that storm. But yeah, from what I've heard already, things are drying up and people are like, it's sun shining and it's back to normal again. The water's gone. So, sargassum free here for the most part, right? One of the top reasons we're going to La Romana. Yeah, exactly right. And that's exactly right. I've only ever seen seaweed on Dominicus Beach once, and that was that storm. Other than that, I've never seen seaweed. Nothing. Yeah, it's incredible, really. We like this past winter, we were there for 3 months and we didn't see any seaweed. We go to Punta Cana for the last week and there's like seaweed the whole week. So we actually didn't even end up going in the water. And I think we went out one day in Punta Cana at the resort. The rest of the time we just like hung out on the beach or whatever. But after being in La Romana, swimming in there for 3 months and then going up to Punta Cana, I mean, there wasn't even a reason really to go in the water. And that was kind of when sargassum season was starting. So it's all through the water and whatnot. But yeah, no, you're not going to see anything in La Romana. I can almost guarantee you that, unless you get one of those freak storms roll through like that I saw in those 4 days. But we've been there we've been to Catechist now for 2 years, and I've only seen bad seaweed that one time. That's it. I felt like this past year, though, we had a lot more rain days than the previous year. So I felt like it was kind of wetter, grayer season. This year, I felt like there was more rain than usual. And even the locals, like people at the resort and stuff, we get to know the workers and talk to them and some of the drivers and stuff and the security guys. And they just said like, yeah, it's bad weather. This is bad weather this year. So, I mean, but still though, I mean, if that's bad weather, I'm thinking you should see Canada. That's bad weather. This is nice, bad weather. But yeah, it just felt like it was a little damper this year. There was more kind of rain days than there was the first year. But yeah, you're not going to see any seaweed. I almost guarantee you that. Punta Cana is horrible now. It is terrible, isn't it? In the summer months and even just the smell, right? Like I haven't been to Punta Cana on that beach in the summer months, but people are just talking about the smell is just unbearable. So, I mean, it's tough, you're going in off season and you roll into Punta Cana and, if you're a pool person and you don't care for the beach, well then, you're golden, you're good to go. But if you're going there for beach in Punta Cana, oh my goodness, it would just break my heart being there with all that seaweed. From my daughter, any opportunities to swim with dolphins, manatee experiences aside from getting lucky with Remy? So the only place you can swim with dolphins is going to be, it's called the Dolphin something or other, the Dolphin Explorer excursion thingy. But yeah, there is a place that you can do that. And I think they do. I think they have the manatees, or not the manatees. They have dolphins. I think they have rays. And then they also have sharks. And that's in Punta Cana. So you can do that. You're going to take a tour from La Romana all around up to Punta Cana. And that excursion is actually close to the Catalonia. It's very close to the Catalonia. Yeah, in Punta Cana. You can actually see it. I've walked the beach right up to it, actually. But yeah, so it's in Punta Cana. So you're looking at about an hour drive. So it is possible to do that. You can swim with dolphins. I think they also have a seal too. I think there's like a big seal or something there, if I remember correctly. But yeah, it is available there. You're just going to have to bus up and or taxi it up, however they do it. But it is possible to do that there. Yeah.
Sure, the excursion desk will have it all there.
Yeah, and again, like your excursion desk is going to have all that for you. They'll have all those options for you. So thanks for doing it. Anything else must do?
Catalina.
Yeah, I think Catalina is really good. Like if you like you're saying, like your daughter's asking about swimming with dolphins and manatees and that sort of thing, then I probably wouldn't miss out on Catalina. The snorkeling there it's the best snorkeling you're going to see anywhere in Punta Cana or La Romana is on Catalina Island. Unless you go to like Penon, which is more of a dive site. You can snorkel there as well, but I think I only know of one guy, Scuba Fun John. He offers a diving and he also offers a snorkel opportunity to Penon. That might be something for you to look into. Scuba Fun, they're located in Bahia Bay. and he's an American. He bought the company and he lives there now, and he does diving excursions. Penn you're going to have a really good chance of seeing turtles too. So if you want the opportunity to see sea turtles, then you're going to want to contact Scuba Fun and go to Penn. But I would probably do, like, I would go to Catalina Island for sure. I think it's worthwhile too, like checking out either Dominicus or Bayibe. Like if you guys want a little bit of a, like, just walk around and see what's going on in the area, I would probably do that. And you can either take the minibus or you can take a taxi. It's probably just better to take a taxi. But that's interesting. There's really good restaurants in Bayibe. But you have all inclusive, so you won't really need that. But yeah, the snow would be really cool. But probably Catalina Island and Sayona too. Sayona Island is fun, right? I would do that as well too. Bring snorkeling gear, or do they rent? So yeah, I would it depends. Scuba Care probably has stuff you can use there. I know when you go on Catalina Island, they have everything there for you. Excuse me. So you don't have to bring snorkel gear with you to Catalina Island. They're going to have it. If you want to snorkel out front of the resort, which is pretty good too, they have a man-made reef there with these big concrete cylinders. But there's lots to see out there too. And there's lots of eagle rays. Sorry, excuse me. There's lots of eagle rays there that swim by. So, I mean, I think if you want to get the chance of seeing some eagle rays, or you want to do some snorkeling close by the resort, you're going to see lots of reef fish. And it's actually pretty surprising what you can see there. I've seen squid, I've seen stingrays, I've seen a lionfish, I've seen an octopus, I've seen lobster, eagle rays. I just haven't seen Remy. But yeah, there's lots to see there too, though. So if you want to snorkel in front of the resort, I recommend doing that as well. But for the actual excursion, you don't have to worry about it as much. Excuse me. Sorry. Got a frog in my throat. But yeah, I think I bring my own gear. I mean, I'm in the sea every single day, looking around. I mean, I love it. That's probably my favorite thing to do while I'm there, is just getting in the sea and snorkeling around and exploring, and just seeing, what am I going to see today? But you have a nice man-made reef there. So you'll see some interesting stuff there. I think it's worthwhile. And the eagle rays, if you spend the time in the water there, you're going to see the eagle rays. And in my opinion, like, man, I just love them. I think they're just absolutely amazing animals. And they're so cool. They'll just swim right by you. And, if you get a good look at them, you actually start to see like their skin, and it looks like leopard skin. Like they've got all these spots on them, and you see their eyes and the way their mouth is and stuff. And it's really cool, just to see them just go by on their own. It's really awesome. Thanks again. Going golfing. Let us know if you're doing another one. I still have more questions. Okay. Thank you very much, Braz. I appreciate your comments, and thanks for watching. Enjoy the golf game. We'll talk to you soon. And then I'm probably going to wrap up here shortly too. I'm going to do a 1 hour live. So I'm going to do about another 6.5 minutes. So Stephanie E, resorts you visited there, how bad is the smoking of all sorts? I've read people will even smoke at or near the open air restaurants. So that's a good question. I don't think I've really found smoking really an issue anywhere. Like there's nothing that really comes to mind. I know what you mean though, because there's a lot of people that will use the beach as like an ashtray. They think the beach sand is an ashtray. But yeah, no, I know in Iberostar, there's an actual smoking section. So they have chairs and stuff where the smokers are supposed to go and smoke in that area. But yes, that too. Yeah. No, I don't really feel like I remember people smoking, but I mean, I guess it's kind of like the luck of the draw, right? I don't really know if it's something they enforce there, but excuse me, I don't really feel like I have smoke bothers me. I'm not a smoker, and I know what you mean. I'm not really a fan of the smoke either. But there's nothing, I can't remember having to like get up and move because someone was smoking or anything like that. So it wasn't too bad in La Romana at anywhere we've been. But you do see it, like sometimes you'll see like a cigarette butt sticking out of the sand, and people think, it's um, the beach is an ashtray. But I don't think, nothing really comes to mind. I don't really think I've had any bad experiences with smoking on the beach there. Yep, you're welcome. Um, but yeah, there's lots of great resorts to go there. I have lots of videos on the different resorts. Viva is a great resort. I compare the beaches in my videos, and if you watch that video, I say that Viva is my favorite beach on La Romana, and I think it is my favorite beach mainly because of the palm trees that are there. I think the best quality of beach sand and water you're going to get at like Dreams and Iberostar. Those two beaches are probably the best beaches. But I like lots of palms on the beach, and it just kind of it creates this atmosphere there. That's why I like Viva so much. But I do feel like you get more turquoise color at the Iberostar and at the Dreams. Viva, I feel like the water's a little bit rougher there. You do get some turquoise water in there, but not as much as you get at Dreams and Iberostar. So those, you got lots of great beach options when you go to La Romana. There's lots of great resorts there. You have the Catalonia. We haven't stayed at the Catalonia in La Romana. We stayed at the Catalonia in Punta Cana. I'm not sure if we'll get there again this year because I think we have so many other ones that we want to go to. And the only reason why I kind of keep skipping over Catalonia is because we're very familiar with the Catalonia brand. We're just kind of spending our time looking at the other resorts other than the Catalonia. But I'm sure we'll get there at some point. But that's the only one I'm not really familiar with. Sunscape's a great option. It's your cheap and cheerful option. And then we're really excited to get to Dreams La Romana this year, which is formerly known as Hilton. So when we left there the first week of April, it was still the Hilton. Now it's Dreams La Romana. So we're definitely getting in there this year, and we are going to experience the Dreams La Romana resort experience. I cannot wait for that one. That one's going to be exciting. And they have lots of water slides. So this year I want to do like go water slide crazy. So I want to check out all these water slides, and I want to start. Now our daughter's starting to get older. She's able to hit some of these. They're able to hit some of these water slides. So now I kind of want to start getting into water slides with her. Hello, Chris from NYC. Hello from New York City. Awesome. Good morning. Thanks for joining the live here. Good morning to you from New York City. I bet you it's sunny and warm. It's going to be probably a beautiful day. It's beautiful here. Oh, and is February crazy busy at the resorts? So February, yeah. February is peak season. It's going to be busy. You'll probably, anywhere in La Romana, it's probably going to be nearly fully booked. Maybe not fully booked, but like it's going to be pretty close. But yeah, that's peak season. That being said, it depends what resort you go to. Like I find with Iberostar, we were there in February, peak season. And I don't know, it did not feel like peak season. Like it's just such a big resort. The beach is massive there. They have lots of palapas. They have palapas all around. I guess I should say palapas. I say it wrong. So they have palapas all around the pool, and they have them on the beach. I mean, they have palapas everywhere. And now I'm just practicing saying the word. Yeah, so you go to Iberostar in February, and I mean, it did not. I was in the pool, and I was like, I felt like I was the only one in there. There wasn't even anybody at the pool bar. So it was strange. The only thing I felt crowded at Iberostar was the beach buffet. So there was a lot of people there. So I think a lot of people were just, they're loving the beach in La Romana, right? So it's pretty spread out there. Now, Sunscape in February, we've been there, and the pool feels really crowded at Sunscape.
Same with the beach.
And same with the beach. Sunscape gets crowded. Sunscape feels crowded in February. Iberostar didn't feel crowded in February. Dreams, you're probably not so much. It's not. I don't feel like it feels as good as Iberostar. It feels like there's more people there. The beach was busy, or the pool was busy. The front pool closer to the beach was busy. The quieter pool in the resort more wasn't as busy. So Dreams, I feel like it can feel a bit more busy, crowded there, but not as bad as Sunscape. Catalonia, I don't know. And Viva felt pretty busy too. Viva felt pretty like there was a lot of people there. So I think for spread outness and peak season is probably Iberostar. So Tube U going October 9th to the 15th to Lopesan, Costa Bavaro for a wedding. Good for you, Lopesan. Wow, that is going to be amazing. Lopesan, October 9th to the 15th. Man, that's going to be awesome. So I've had my eye on Lopesan, and that's awesome. You're going there. I'm jealous. Lopesan is going to be amazing. That's like one of the top resorts in Punta Cana. You're up there, like Lopesan, Hard Rock, it's a great family resort. I'm not sure if you're going for family travel or not, but it's a wedding. So, but yeah, Lopesan's good for everybody. It's that's going to be a beautiful resort. I've done a lot of looking at Lopesan. That's going to be amazing. Yeah. Good for you. October 9th to the 15th. Awesome. Yeah. But, I think the resorts, you got lots of great options in La Romana. La Romana is a beautiful place. I did a video comparing Punta Cana and La Romana. La Romana is a great place. Punta Cana is good too. And what I'll do is I'm going to do a video too saying why Punta Cana can be better than La Romana, right? Because it can be too. And it all depends what you're looking for, right? Like Lopesan, for example, Tube U's going to Lopesan, like, you're not going to get that experience at Lopesan. You're not going to get that in La Romana, right? So it's different. You got to go to Punta Cana if you want that experience, and that experience is very worthwhile, right? So there's benefits to Punta Cana versus La Romana as well. I just seem to have taken up the La Romana torch and just want to tell the world about La Romana, how awesome it is. So that's just why I talk about it. But Punta Cana is great too. When we go back this year, we're starting in Punta Cana. So we're going to start in Punta Cana, and then we're going to go down to La Romana. So Punta Cana has some great things to see. And yeah, Lopesan's awesome. You're going to absolutely love it. I know I have not even been there, but I know that you're going to absolutely love it because anyone would absolutely love it. If you go to Lopesan and you do not have a good time, oh my goodness, I don't know. It's, you just got to stop. You got to stop traveling. Just don't go anywhere after that because Lopesan is going to be amazing. That's so cool. And you know what? I might be going to Lopesan too at some point in the near future. I'm just that excited about it. But yeah, that's cool. I think you're going to have an awesome time. October 9th to the 15th. That's cool. That's coming up quick. That's going to be a good trip. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. And hey, you know what? Let us know how it goes. Give us a rating from 1 to 10. 10's awesome. 1's was, oh, I would never go back again. I don't know. I don't think you're going to rate it that way. I hope not. But yeah, let us know how Lopesan was. yeah, keep in touch, comment on a video, like, hey, just got back from Lopes and it was absolutely amazing. That's cool. That's a good one. That's a pricier property as well. It's a bit more expensive than other ones, but that's cool. All right, that's going to be it for today's live. Went over some things, some questions, and appreciate everybody who subscribes to the channel. Okay, so Tubu says, yes, I will. And thank you so much, Chris, for all your videos. Enjoy them so much. Thank you very much. That's what I was just going to say. Thank you to everybody for subscribing. And I'm glad you like the videos. I'm really excited for this travel season coming up. I'm really going to step up my game with the videos. I'm doing a lot of behind the scenes work right now. I purchased a new drone this year. So my old drone, I got one flight out of it last year in the DR. I've had it for like 5 years. I got one flight out of it, and then it kicked the bucket on me. So I just couldn't believe it. Yeah, so this year I'm going down. I got everything all sorted out. I'm going to be all prepared, and I'm going to be going to some new properties this year, and I'm going to be doing this resort tour and going to make these videos. And no, I love it. I just have a hoot doing it. It's so much fun. And I actually have a YouTube channel that's like 14 years old that I started a long time ago. So not this niche and not this kind of content, but it was actually a fishing channel, believe it or not. I used to like fishing. I still like fishing. I just don't do it as much anymore. Yeah, I love the platform. I love YouTube, and I love making these videos, and so it's such a hoot. So I'm excited for what's coming up and what I'm going to be able to give you guys, and the videos that are going to get better. And I'm just going to keep working away at it. And I appreciate everybody who subscribes to the channel and everybody who likes the content. Thank you so much. And I'm glad it's able to help people discover La Romana and new resorts. I mean, it's absolutely awesome. It's really cool. And thanks for everybody for coming on the live and sharing and asking questions. Sorry I missed the full hour. I will be rewatching. Cool, James. Yep, we covered a lot of stuff, so there's lots of stuff to watch. Appreciate you tuning in now, James. And yeah, have a watch. We talked about a lot of things in La Romana, and yeah, so I think it was a good live, and appreciate everybody for watching today. And I hope everybody has an absolutely awesome Sunday. And I'm working on some new videos now, and that I'm going to be putting up here. And right now I'm just kind of building the new tour that we're going on this winter. I'm really excited about it, and we're just kind of getting all the fine details all wrinkled out, and all the places we're going to be visiting and going to. So it's going to be a really exciting winter, and I'm really stoked about it. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, guys. Thank you, everybody. Stephanie, thank you very much for watching. James, TubeU, Braz, thank you, everybody, for your questions and your comments. It was awesome. I'm going to probably be doing more live streams more frequently. This winter, I'll be doing them a lot more. Like while I'm down there over the winter, I'm going to be streaming a lot more in different places, and kind of getting more into the live streaming. That way I can just get more information back to everybody as quick as I can. Going to Catalonia and buy eBay probably in late November, hoping for the best. Enjoy your trips. Cheers. So James is going to Catalonia. Awesome. I talked a lot about a little bit about Catalonia in this stream. It's one of the resorts I haven't been to in La Romana. I've been to the Punta Cana, but not the Bahia eBay. So, but from the beach, it looks absolutely awesome. What I will say quickly about Catalonia, though, is I love the beach bar. I believe that Catalonia has the best beach bar on the beach out of any of them, other than Iberostar, because Iberostar has the lighthouse. But Catalonia, you have a sweet beach bar. It's right on the beach, and it looks nice. I think you have a nice little, it's probably a privileged one, so you probably have to upgrade to get that beach bar, I'm thinking, because it's just so close. And it looks like they do a restaurant there too. So I don't know if it's an a la carte and I'm going to assume it's privileged though, just from where it's located. So you may want to research that a little bit, James. But when you're going to Catalonia, I've been to Catalonia twice. Once was for 2 weeks and one was for 1 week. And I got privileged both times. And what you're going to pay for the upgrade, I wouldn't even think twice about it. Just get the privileged. Yeah, we did. Yeah, we should be good. Yeah, I always just get the privilege because I think it's like $200 or $300 more. And I mean, it's awesome. But I love that beach bar. Every time I walk by it, I look at it and say, that is a sweet beach bar. Like they got it right when they built that place. And I'm going to just assume that that's a privilege just because it's in too good of a location. But yeah, awesome, James. That's going to be a great trip. And, yeah, enjoy your time at Catalonia. Okay, guys, thank you very much for tuning into the stream. Thank you very much for subscribing. Thank you very much for watching the videos. I appreciate it. It's awesome. And I'll be doing some more live streams. And if you guys have any other questions and for the next live stream or anything you want to talk about, leave a comment or whatever on any videos or here on the chats or in the community tab. And I'll be sure to cover everything on the next one. All right, guys, have a good day. See you in the next one.